Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you are...
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
Now, just to point something out cinematically, and I'm not sure if YouTube will preserve this in quality, is that before Miranda shot him, as he opened the door and she appeared, her eyes had a little red glint in them, and that happens to characters throughout the game when they take renegade actions, not to Shepard, but to NPCs, and you can observe that on her, and I'll point it out when I remember to on others. But this situation is a classic example of authority being called into question. She's gone and done something without our say-so. So?
You should have taken him alive, see what he knew.
Too risky. I've put too much time and effort bringing you back to life to let you get killed now.
You really think Wilson's capable of that?
Not anymore.
Indeed. Yeah, so now you can't question it was a way of criticising her decision, even though she defended herself, and then we...
I had a feeling Wilson was just looking for a chance to shoot me in the back.
Good instincts. Some people are far too trusting to ever see that coming. Come on, let's grab this shuttle and get out of here. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get her to join our cause.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
Yes, by agreeing with what happened there, we make our own decision. We probably would have been forced to kill him at some point, because quite honestly, it was a suspicious situation. I mean, he was shot in the leg, and, you know, nowhere else. One wound from those mechs? I don't think so. And plus, he had no reason to be where he was, really. So, anything we feel a pressing need to ask? Yeah, where are we going, perhaps?
Where are we going?
Another Cerberus facility. The elusive man is waiting for you there.
What about the rest of the people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or two, in your case. Come on. Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda, more tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
This is a waste of time. I feel as good as ever.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done. Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you were a colony kid. Lost your parents when slavers hit Mindwar. You enlisted and led troops during some heavy fighting, most notably on Torfin. Do you remember taking on some Batarian slavers?
Those bastards were dug in deep in a fortified bunker. I sent a lot of good soldiers to their deaths. That's how it had to be.
You got the job done. That's all that matters. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave her behind?
Should probably clarify at this point that Torfan is something we do actually regret, but we wouldn't admit it on the surface, especially not to this pair. The image of the hard, cold, ruthless commander must be maintained at all times around them.
Being in command means that sometimes you give orders knowing that your people are gonna die. That can't affect your decisions. Ash gave her life for the rest of the team. Without her, I couldn't have stopped Saren. She died a hero.
I understand, Commander, and I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
Shepard, think back to the Citadel, after the Alliance saved the Destiny Ascension and you killed Saren. What happened next?
Yeah, this is quite a cheeky one, because the Mass Effect save game you import, the autosave at the end of the original isn't quite at the end. It saves just before you make the decision of who to appoint to the council. So either of these could be technically correct, because the game doesn't know which one you picked. And I think this is evidence perhaps of intentions to make this a longer sequence in which you could custom build your Shepherd in deciding which squad mates died, and also which made the decisions you made vis-a-vis the council, councillor appointed, and a few others which I'll explain later on. But of course it was Captain Anderson. Wouldn't have appointed Dina in 1,000 years.
Humanity was offered a spot on the council. I recommended Captain Anderson for the position.
Yes, Captain Anderson is now Councillor Anderson. Though from what I hear, he preferred life in the military.
Still, good to know that the human council member isn't going to put politics ahead of defense.
Your memory seems solid. There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
Here we are.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Somewhere in space. Unspecified location. We could talk to these two, but we'll do that after talking to the elusive man. And we can customize our armor. Now, got a few fun things you can add to it from a coalesce.ini mod. But there's little point to doing that. Except to be able to run around with... where is it? No arms. And no legs. It can be quite funny to see the guns work and so on. All the animations take place without any limbs. They are invisible but still effective. Anyway, enough of the creepy amputee. Let's get started on actually deciding on armour. Now you got Cerberus Assault, which is the stuff you get, I think, for buying the game new, not you buy it used. And you've got all kinds of stuff that's helpful, like the DLC Kestrel items. But I'm going to pick purely based on aesthetics, and yeah, that's not what I envision. I'd pick a helmet, but the trouble is that means no facial expressions during cutscenes, which is bad. Meanwhile, we're going to go for the Kestrel Torso Sheath because it's heavier. Although it's a bit goofy with the glowy lights and so on, it is heavier than the N7 stuff. Meanwhile, should we go for the shoulder, heavy shoulder armor or light shoulder armor? I think the light shoulder armor looks better. And heavy arms or light arms? I'm going to keep them light for now. So for Greaves, heavy or light? Yeah, I think it makes sense to have the body heavy and the arms light for increased mobility. Now, material affects basically how shiny things are. I think I want to keep shininess to a minimum. Don't want to give our position away in the middle of a sun-coated jungle, for instance. And to that end, we will go with bright pink camouflage, a nice brown number to go with it, and camouflage pattern of yellow. No, I'm going to be at least semi-serious with what we pick here. Going to go with the stripe pattern, because camouflage is kind of redundant. Doesn't serve any useful purpose in the game, so why should we use it? Going to go for dark black, not the kind of dark grey of the previous selection. As for tints, we can go for a kind of crimson blood red. And the pattern, nice dark green. I think that works. But so let's just check. Sorry to spend so long customizing, I just like doing it in any game that offers the opportunity. I think that's a nice green. Can we get darker? I can just get a horrible shitty green. Let's instead go with, yeah, think still going for the... where is it? Crimson red, subdued, and I like the idea of, I think, browny yellow as highlight. Looks at least vaguely military. We'll adjust as we go along.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
From what I hear, I cost you a fortune. Why'd you do it?
For the defense and preservation of humanity. I didn't spend 2 years and billions of credits bringing you back to serve as a common soldier. But humanity is up against the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
I noticed a few upgrades. I hope you didn't replace anything really important.
We tried to keep you as intact as possible. We need Shepard, just as you were when you defeated Sovereign.
What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and Negeth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
Well, we know why it's us. Just about Cerberus, I guess.
Fighting a war doesn't seem like Cerberus. Why are you involved?
We're committed to the advancement and preservation of humanity. If the Reapers are targeting us, trying to wipe us out, Cerberus will stop them. If we wait for politicians or the Alliance to act, no more human colonies will be left.
If you're after the Reapers, just point me in the right direction.
Miranda was worried you'd be resistant. She's not usually wrong. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
I'll get what you're looking for and be back before you know it.
Good to hear it. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
Okay, and level up. We'll handle that when we go to Freedom's Progress. Right. Let's talk to Miranda.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
I can't have anyone disobeying my commands when we get there.
I know who I report to. As long as you don't do anything to betray Cerberus, I'll follow your orders.
Don't worry, we'll find out what happened to those colonists.
Well, at least you're confident. Let's hope it's not misplaced.
For someone who spent 2 years putting me back together, you don't seem real fond of me.
I have the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
What can you tell me about this colony we're going to?
Freedom's Progress? It's a typical human settlement in the Terminus systems. They had a small military force for protection supplemented by mechs and security drones. Average in almost every way, really. Completely unremarkable. Until the disappearance.
Any thoughts on what we might run into there?
A lot of empty buildings and one giant mystery.
I'd like to know more about the Lazarus Project from the person in charge.
I wasn't in charge. The elusive man was. If I was running the show, would have done a few things differently.
What would you have changed?
To start, I would have implanted you with some type of control chip. But the elusive man wouldn't allow it. He was afraid it might affect your personality, alter your character somehow. He wouldn't let us do anything that might limit your potential in any way.
Can't say I like the idea of being brought back to life with a control chip in my brain.
The elusive man is taking an incredible risk with you. I just hope his gamble pays off.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Worried about my qualifications? I can crush a mech with my biotics or shoot its head off at 100 yards. Take your pick.
Did you and Jacob serve together in the Alliance?
No, the elusive man recognized my potential and recruited me at a young age.
How old were you?
Old enough to know this is what I wanted.
I was trying to get to know you as a human being.
I'm not looking for a friend, Shepard. Stay focused on the mission.
It's obvious you're not interested in talking.
We've got an assignment. We can talk about it, or we can do it.
Friendly. How about you, Jacob?
I'm glad the elusive man convinced you to join us, Commander.
Cerberus gave me my body back. That's worth giving them a chance. One chance.
But you're still not convinced. Do you trust me, Commander?
No.
You're part of Cerberus. I'll be keeping an eye on you, too.
Fair enough. I can't expect you to trust me just because I ask you. I'll just have to earn that trust.
Do you know anything about this colony we're going to?
It's called Freedom's Progress. Don't know much else. I guess we'll find out when we get there.
You said you served in the Alliance.
5 years in total. Stationed all over the galaxy. Even spent a couple of years as a Corsair.
I've never heard of the Corsairs.
It was an Alliance initiative. They hired independent starship captains and used them for missions that fell outside official Alliance jurisdiction. Technically, we weren't part of the Alliance. If we ever got caught, they could disavow any knowledge of us. We were supposed to be free from restrictions and rules. But there was still enough red tape to sink a cruiser. I finally just gave up.
Why did you join Cerberus?
I guess I just got tired of never making a difference. So much of what we did in the Alliance seemed pointless. I thought things would change after the attack on the Citadel. Humanity was finally invited to join the Council, but nothing changed. Politics, bureaucracy, same bullshit, different leaders. Cerberus is different. When colonies go missing, we don't commission a team to write a report to figure out what the hell to do about it. We just go and find out.
That's all for now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, friendlier, but we still don't trust him. Cerberus stooges they might be. Of course, they might follow our orders very much willingly, but gotta watch our backs on this. Because you might be forced to betray them at some point. Our interests colliding with those of Cerberus. That day might be a long way off, but still something we keep in mind. And so we get level up, which means 2 squad points for Shepard and 2 for those around her. And I think at level 10 that changes to 1 point for squad mates and 2 for Shepard, and level 20 it's 1 point for Shepard and 1 point for squad mates every other level. Yeah, squad mates are less powerful in this game even than in Mass Effect 1, which is a shame. So here's a summary of the mission. And import bonuses, basically a load of credits, well not that many, but yeah, bunch of credits, bunch of minerals, and those are used in research, which I'll explain once we actually get to it. Paragon and Renegade points, 190 being the maximum you can get on either side. And just a bit of curiosity for you is that you only need 75% rating in a meter to get the maximum number on import. So bear that in mind if you're min-maxing. 100,000 bonus credits, that's more like it. Long service, yeah that's nice, 200,000 credits plus 25 experience. That is going to help a lot. And 50,000 of each element, that is much nicer. And overview of stuff we found. Cerberus funding is always half of the potential credits earned. If the credits found matches Cerberus funding, you know you've cleaned out the level properly. If it doesn't, if it's lower, then it means that you've missed something. And close report, I have no idea what this button serves. It's just a logo, when we have a good exit button over here.